Hey guys, and welcome to Wrestling Days. So I was going to do a Fastlane review, but in truth we are hours away from a very important Raw. So instead I want to do a preview of Raw and have a look and see where we are following last night's pay-per-view. So I think it's fair to say that the reaction wasn't that positive. I know that there are Reigns fans out there, and well, I'm pleased that your guy came through for you. But certainly judging by the live crowd reaction and judging by what I was seeing on Twitter last night and the fact that hashtag cancelled WWE Network was trending, I think it's fair to say that WWE have decided to go down a path that the majority of fans don't want to see. Now, they can still do stuff to make WrestleMania interesting, and in fact, the reason we didn't see a Wyatt run-in during the main event is that they've scrapped that. So instead of it Wyatt Lesnar now it's going to be Ambrose versus Lesnar. So this story is going to continue, and it's going to be interesting to see how this continues to build. It's not for anything. Lesnar's a prize fighter. Ambrose doesn't have any prize, so it's going to have to get real personal and passionate in order to make this interesting and relevant, because there's no reason as to why Lesnar's not, chasing after the title. Maybe the winner of Ambrose Lesnar gets inserted into the main event, but the only problem with that is it's all a little bit WrestleMania 30. They had an opportunity to go a different direction. They have chosen not to do that. So we'll have to see, but interesting development in the Lesnar opponent for WrestleMania. Hopefully tonight as well we might get some answers on Undertaker. If you remember this time last year, I believe it was Fastlane that Wyatt came out in a casket and teased that it was the return of the Undertaker. Turned out to be Wyatt. So we very much had ideas on the Undertaker match by this stage last year. It's starting to get later and later in the day. My head tells me that it's going to be Cena, but it's still a little up in the air as to whether he's going to make it back. He did tweet that picture, but then of the Undertaker, but then he also did tweet the CM Punk was basically in a cryptic message going to be at Fastlane. So I would just ignore anything Cena's doing at the moment. I think he's literally just having fun teasing the fans. But I do think it'll be Cena. If it's not, then I hope that we see Balor come out. I really want to see Demon against the Dead Man. And, who knows, could get Taker, could get Balor, all kicking off tonight. We are only 6 weeks away. On top of that, the New Day came out and they absolutely verbally destroyed the tag division. That honestly got me thinking that Enzo and Cass were going to come out. They didn't. Instead, they started calling out the League of Nations. Now, I don't know if we're going to see a feud. Are we going to see New Day against League of Nations with a match at WrestleMania? Or are we going to see Enzo and Cass come up or another tag team come up? Was that just filler last night, or was that the start of a feud? I hope it's not the start of a feud. I would really like to see the New Day going up against a team more exciting than the League of Nations. Brie Bella, is she done now? Is she sticking around for WrestleMania? If she does, what match would she be in? Surely we're building towards Becky, Sasha, Charlotte. Do we see Sasha come out and really stake a claim for the title again? What happens with Naomi and Tamina? Are they going to fall by the wayside now like I feared they would? Interesting in the women's division. I'm interested to see how it all comes together. Personally, I think it's right time for Brie to step aside, and then we just focus fully on that Sasha, Becky, Charlotte match. Owens, Styles, that seems to be where we're heading for WrestleMania. I think that would make sense. Both of them have now just finished with their feuds, and that would be a mouth-watering match. Styles picking up the Intercontinental wouldn't surprise me. In truth, I'd rather he didn't. I don't think he has to win that match in order to be seen as a main event player. I would like Owens to have a good run with that title. So we'll have to see if that is the feud that they give us, but certainly rumours online suggest so. R-Truth, Goldust, what are they going to do following the kind of altercation from Fastlane? Probably be some more skits. Kind of felt like they were still had quite a bit of time, so was that a Raw moment that we saw last night, or was it scheduled? You know, were these guys... I honestly don't know if these guys were on the pre-show to Fastlane, or if this was planned all along. If it was planned all along, then, well, shame on you, WWE, because you've got people like Tyler Breeze that didn't even make it onto the show. Neville didn't even make it onto the show. So, you know, there were better options than R-Truth against Curtis Axel. And I'm a Curtis Axel fan. Will Sin Cara turn on Kalisto? You'd like to think that Kalisto-Del Rio feud is finished, and if they're about to enter the League of Nations and Del Rio into a feud with New Day, then Kalisto's going to need a new opponent. How does this all work anyway? Because Kalisto's US champion, yet he's in the Lucha Dragons, and they're going to be going for the tag titles, you'd think. So does a Sin Cara turn on Kalisto make sense? That could be interesting pre-show match. Does Ambrose turn heel? That could be another swerve tonight. We'll have to see. I don't think he will yet, but I think he could before WrestleMania. But we'll have to see. I really think the fans have got an opportunity, if they make their voices heard, to alter WrestleMania further, because I think we've already managed to change Strowman against Undertaker. We've already managed to change Wyatt against Lesnar, and if the universe decides, you might be able to change Roman Reigns against Triple H, but it all depends on who's got the loudest voice. Is it the Reigns fans? Is it the Ambrose fans? Is it the Lesnar fans? We'll have to see. So, in summary, Fastlane, I will do a review video, but I'm only largely going to tell you what you already know. It was disappointing. It started well, went a bit weird. The Wyatts losing, for example, that was weird. The extra unannounced match, that was weird. And then like the main event was really good, but the finish was just predictable and flat. And that ending where Triple H comes out, holds up the belt, they're both looking at the sign, it's just cheesy. Just didn't need it. They could have done something so much more impactful than that. We'll have to see. I'm sure Raw's going to have its moments. I really think this will be a strong Raw. And of course, we've not spoke about who's going to pick up the Vince McMahon award. I'm hearing it's going to be Triple H. I'm hearing this is going to be to further, you know, big up the authority and further congratulate Triple H and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't feel like it's the prestigious award that they're making it out to be. You know, they're saying that no one's deserved it up until this point. Well, unless it's for some kind of charity work, and they're going to give it, say, Daniel Bryan or John Cena or someone along those lines. Even saying that, I'm sure Hulk Hogan did his fair share back in the 80s and 90s. If it's not on charity work and it's on character or something like that, well, Andre the Giant, he didn't deserve it? I don't know. Already this is winding me up. So I'm very intrigued to see who's going to win this award. But I will be on Twitter, tweeting throughout Raw later, so follow me on Twitter, and it'd be brilliant to hear from you and get your thoughts as the show progresses. I will do, as I say, Raw review, Fastlane review in the coming days. But as always, thanks a lot for watching. Follow me on Twitter at Wrestling Days UK, and fingers crossed fingers crossed this is a strong Raw, and if you are going to Raw tonight in Detroit, make some noise, make yourselves heard. I don't care if you're booing, if you're cheering, or what you're doing, but we need to be heard, and at the moment it just feels like we're being ignored, and that can't be a wise business strategy.